advice we can all use, especially if you're going to hit the road for the Labor Day holiday. We have expert advice on what to do and what not to do in the unfortunate event you get in a wreck.
Big travel weekend coming up. AAA expecting more Labor Day travelers than last year and said many will be traveling on the roadways, driving. That can lead to some problems. As we know, accidents happen. Personal injury attorney Ivonne Lindley joins us now to let us know what to do if we get in an accident, especially, Ivonne, if it's out of state. We're out of our comfort zone. We're out of our geographic region. First of all, good morning. Second of all, if it happens, what do we do?
Good morning, Steve. Thank you for having me today. So out of state, people should first and foremost know that they're covered by their insurance no matter where they're driving. And so don't worry that it's not in the state where you live. Your insurance covers you in your car wherever you are. For tips that I tell my clients at Stein Sperling is call the police. The first thing you should do is ask for assistance. They can help you exchange information. They can call and get you medical attention if you're hurt. Do take photos of the vehicles, of the scene before you move the vehicles, if it's safe to do so. In case there's any questions about how the accident happened, you want that photo to show exactly where the cars were. Get the information from the other driver, any passengers, any witnesses, their insurance information, their driver's license information, contact information. Also check for any cameras at the scene. There's cameras everywhere now, on ring cameras, on buildings, in dash cams, and in people's vehicles. Check and see if there's any cameras anywhere. And get medical attention. If you are hurt, call and ask for them to check you out at the scene. Sometimes in the shock of the event, people are very nervous and they're very stressed, but you don't realize it until after the time that you're not feeling well. So just make sure that you get checked out if you have been in an accident, because it really can hit you after the fact.
One other piece of advice that you have, Ivonne, and this is so 2023, you say don't be tempted to take what happened and post it on your social media. What's the concern there?
Absolutely. People do that a lot, and I know it's hard in this day and age not to post on social media. But insurance companies, when they're investigating the accident and taking your claim in, they look for people and what they say on social media. And like they say, I mean, anything you say can be used against you. And you really should be careful not to put out there things that other people that aren't your friends and aren't people that are there to protect you necessarily are reading. And so just keep it off social media. If you need help, ask friends, family, where do I go for help? But don't put everything out there on social media about what's happened to you in your accident.
So today we're talking with the attorney side of things. Maybe the insurance companies say differently, but is there a limit as to how much information we should be sharing right away, right? Because you call your insurance company to report because you want the claim to be started, and then they start asking you a bazillion questions. How much information should we be giving out at the start as opposed to maybe later on down the road?
Well, as the attorney, of course, I have to tell you should call an attorney first to ask for advice. But when you call and report it to your insurance company, which you have to do, sometimes at the scene also, drivers try to say, let's keep it between us. Let's not call the insurance companies. You have an obligation to call your insurance company. But I always tell people, there's no harm in consulting an attorney so that you are protecting your interest. The insurance companies are there to protect their interest. And although you do have to report the accident, it's always best to speak to someone who can protect your legal interest and your best interest in mind.
So if we do go with the attorney, how do we know that attorney is going to handle that claim? Do we go with the attorney who is in the state where the accident happened, or do we go with the attorney that we know back home?
Right. So an attorney can represent you in your state for your claim. If it happened in another state, that attorney, unless they're barred, unless they have a license in that state, can't file legal action and can't pursue it further than just on the claim side of it. And so if you are in an accident in another state, it's always best to consult an attorney from the state where it occurred. But that doesn't mean that you can't also call your family attorney or someone that you know in your local area to also advise you, because they can work with the attorney in the other state to try to get the claim process for you as best possible.
Sure. And the last question I have for you along those lines, a lot of times you're in an accident, you might be a little sore, you might have some damage to the vehicle, and then you find out later that, well, that damage to the vehicle is a lot worse than I thought, and I'm a lot more sore than I thought I was. Is there a limit as to how long you can wait before you file any action?
Yeah, so you have, it depends on the state where the accident happened. And so I'm only familiar with Maryland, DC, and Virginia. But in Virginia, it's 2 years to make a claim. In Maryland and DC, you have 3. If you're a child, your limitation is extended from the time that you turn 18. So if you're a child when the accident happened, it's a longer amount of time, but you do have a limit on the time you have in order to pursue a claim.
All right, always good to know. We hope everybody stays safe over the holiday weekend, but we also know accidents do happen, so good information to pass along. Thank you so very much. That's personal injury attorney Ivonne Lindley joining us now to try to keep us safe and informed.
Thank you, Steve. Happy holidays.
You as well, and a safe one.